Alrighty guys, so we got the lifted Volkswagen Jetta. Today's mission plan modification is to get this 52-inch curved light bar and mount it to the front of this bad boy. So I've seen people, they do it on the roof, which looks okay. Then you see some people that put it like on the hood where it is now, and I think that looks ridiculous. But my favorite look for a light bar is to blend it somehow into the front bumper where the existing, like the grill inserts or something. So today, my idea is the front bumper's curved, light bar's curved. It's roughly the same width as the bumper grills insert pieces. So I took the front out. I'm gonna take both of these sides out, take the bumper off, and then we're gonna see if the light bar will fit in behind and maybe mount it to like the crash bar or something, and see what it looks like sitting behind the bumper but in place of where this goes. And if there's no way to mount it or it looks kind of weird, I'm just gonna go ahead and those in between pieces, the bumper, I'm gonna cut straight through, and we're just gonna mount it flush, and it should fit okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, take the bumper off, and hopefully it blends nicely, everything goes smooth, and it's a nice fit. But that's the goal, that's the mission. Let's get at it. Alrighty, so for, I guess, the Jetta Golf Mach 4 early 2000s setup, there'll be some bolts that hold the fender liner onto the bumper, and then you will need to remove the grill. Then under the grill there'll be some spots in there. Remove the inserts for the bumper, and there will be bolts on either side, and then obviously on this side, same as the other, there's like 3 bolts, I think 3 or 4 bolts, and then bumper comes off. Dang, my shadow's getting in the way. You might have a foam that goes over top of the crash bar and in between the bumper. I'm taking that off, more room. So ideally, what I'm hoping now is I'm gonna get the light bar, and then on either side underneath, be able to mount the light bar brackets directly to the crash bar, because that would be the sturdiest, most convenient spot. Throw a bolt up in there. We'll have to see if there's room, that tow hook spot, and then the intercooler, kind of plastic mounting, whatever you want to call it, and then the horn. But I'm gonna go ahead, get it mocked up, see where it sits. Hopefully it lines up with the spot in the front bumper. So ideally we want to go across there. We'll see what it looks like and go from there. Hopefully it works out. If not, I can simply just cut out here, and then we'll just mount to the top of the bumper, and then that's where it'll sit. So check in once it's rough. Okay, so we have the light bar situated, sorta, kinda. So you can see the brackets, how they will hopefully mount to the crash bar. I'm gonna place the bumper on. So ideally that's where it's gonna sit, that's where it's gonna mount. But we just have to see with the front bumper on where the light bar is situated, and hopefully it lines up where the bumper grill inserts are. That way it doesn't look silly. But if it does, plan B, we'll cut out the front bumper and mount it to the bumper instead of the crash bar. But let's get this bumper on. So with the front bumper's basically in place, it is flipped forward at the bottom, but it seems like it's probably gonna line up not too bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and hard mount it to the crash bar, and then I feel like we're gonna have to cut away at some of the plastic on the bumper, but we might get lucky and it might just line up perfect, but we'll see. So wish me luck. Alrighty guys, so it's been about an hour. The front bumper has gone off and on 10-15 times, just getting the light bar positioned and leveled to match up with the front grille in that open area. I've done a bunch of other little stuff too that I didn't film, but I'll go over what I had to do to get to this point. So starting off, the mounts for the light bar. I found a good spot on both ends. Drilled a hole, put the bolt through, And the light bar itself has adjustment for tilting, but I needed to adjust the up and down to match with the front bumper. And then I just used washers and stacked them as like a spacer. So, like I said, after removing and installing the bumper multiple times, it's in a fantastic position, I would say. I'm really happy with it, and you'll see that in just a bit. And then on this side, the front tow hook, I just cut it out. I've never used them. Most people don't. It was poking in the way. You could have just got a mount and brought the light bar forward, but it would be pushing on the front bumper too much. And like I said, I have no use for it. I'm not gonna miss it. And then for the intercooler, the cover intake plastic portion, it was also hitting the light bar. So I decided to remove it, and I like to think that now it's gonna allow more air to come up. With the light bar blocking the way, with that off, I feel like the surrounding air will get at it a little bit better, helping with the cooling. But it's winter in Canada, it's cold. No issues with overheating, I don't think. The foam that goes in between the crash bar and the bumper, no room for it anymore, so it's off. And then obviously with the grill insert pieces, they've all been cut out, so no longer a use for those. And then for the you can see the mounts for the top of the bumper are still there, but the bottom ones I've had to cut out, just because with the light bar where it is, it's blocking it now. It's right in there. But the bumper mounts up fine. It sits tight, it's flush, all the body lines are correct, so with those bottom mounts missing, it's not that really big of a deal. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Cut out all the pieces in the front bumper. Light bar is lined up, adjusted properly. Put it all back together and show you the final product. Alrighty guys, so everything is put back on the way it's gonna be. Right now, this is my phone leveled with the light bar, and it fits freaking amazing. The left to right is awesome. It's centered in between the grill piece of the bumper. Damn, that came out so good. And then what also is fantastic is like there's a little kind of slit in the light bar, and it fits perfect on the rounded edge. I thought I was maybe gonna have to square that off, but there's that little piece in the light bar and just snugs it up perfect. Same thing on this end. You can see it just fits in there nice and snug. So if you wanted to do like the full 52-inch curved, you would have to obviously take out the tow hook, cut it off, and then remove the intercooler shroud. But what also would look really good as well is if you just did the centerpiece. If you just did the center, you could keep the tow hook and then the intercooler shroud, allowing that airflow still in there. And then you could also have like the covers on both sides. But for me, I wanted the full length bumper, 52-inch curved for maximum light. Came out amazing. So we're gonna get some before and afters. I'll include those in the end, and yeah.